Hello everybody, this is Dedra with Papercrafts and Planners, and this is 10 Cards 1 Kit with Spellbinders Card Kit of the Month for January 2021. I did an unboxing video and I will link to that below. I will try to mention if I use anything that is not part of the kit in any of my videos. And right off the bat, I used an oval die with a piercing element to it, and I will show that at the end, and I'll link to how you can get that if you'd like. I cut this first piece and it has little bitty clovers on it. It's blue with little green clovers all over it, and I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, so it's just a little smaller than the card front. You'll see when I put it on there's going to be a little white around the edges, which I do like that look. I do that often. And then I'm going to layer this oval down. And I didn't, you know, the one thing I didn't use for this card kit to show you is the cat die that came with it. I just didn't, when I was making the cards, I didn't have a card that I thought I wanted to put it on there, but it looks really cute. I've seen some other people use it. So there's the lucky cat that came with the chipboard or little die cut pieces, and there's a clover, and then 2 more clovers that are gold foil, which are really pretty. And then there's this little ticket that says every day is a lucky day, and I stamped on it from the stamp set using black dye ink, or black fusion ink. I think I used that Jane Davenport. Yeah. And it says to have a friend like you is what I stamped. And I decided to cut that ticket down. It's just a little too long. All right, card number 2. And this one is probably my least colorful out of all the cards I'm going to make today. I took a piece of the dark blue, navy blue paper that came with the kit, and I cut it at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, so to cover the whole front of the card base. And then I cut another piece in white at 4 by 5 1/4, so it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller all the way around. And on that white piece, I stamped from the stamp set #grateful4you. And then I'm going to layer a bunch of different pieces. And I also used the stamp set to stamp this So Lucky and some clovers. And I took the light minty green colored paper that came with the kit, and I stamped in a dark fern green that is a close to my heart dye ink. And then I'm going to layer up, there's a little roulette wheel, and then this little tag says make it happen checklist, and it says good luck, good vibes, good friends, and they're all checked off, which that was really cute. And then there's a little scratch ticket. So I tried to take all the little good luck gaming pieces and layer those together. And then I'm going to put the medium-sized clover up in the top there, and then the large and the smallest one down there at the bottom. And then I've got this little horseshoe, good luck horseshoe, that I'm going to put on there also. I love how all these pieces came together, and I love all the colors that go together like that. All right, on to number 3. And this one, I loved this rainbow, and I love this rainbow paper, and I'm going to use it again on another card. So I just cut a strip, and I think it's about 2 1/2, maybe 2 inches, and I just cut a strip to go all the way down the side. I'm going to make it a little off to the left there. And then I have a couple of butterflies that I think are really pretty, and this little sentiment strip that says happiness is shared. I love that. And I thought it would be so cute to put this chipboard rainbow right up above. Now the chipboard pieces come with adhesive, but I really think you need to add just a little bit more glue to make them stick. They're not really a strong adhesive that they come with. And there is a character on a TV show that I guess somebody was doing a drinking game with how many times he said his catchphrase, so he stopped saying it. I feel like you could do a drinking game with how many times I get glue places I don't intend, namely on my hands. And you're going to see in this video, I end up with a lot of glue. Okay, card number 4. This is one of my favorite papers, I think, the paper that I use in the background. It's just, the colors are so beautiful, and it's got just a little bit of foiling to it. It's just a really pretty piece there. So I've cut that for the full size, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 to cover the front of the card. And then I took this white, it looks like grid paper with little tiny hearts all over it in the same colors. I just think it's really pretty. So I cut that just, about an inch smaller on the sides, and then the full length, so the full 5 1/2 tall. And I'm trying to get that even. I love using this grid paper down there so that I can kind of see if I'm getting everything even and the way I want it. And then I'm going to layer all these pieces. I have this tag that has the foiled XO at the bottom. That's so pretty. And then this little piece that looks like notebook paper. And there are a couple of different notebook papers. This ampersand is really cute. And you'll see why I use that, because I'm going to use some little descriptive banner tags that they've got with this chipboard. One says lovely. And again, I'm getting glue all over my hands, as per usual. Lovely, and then one says unique, and the other one says special. So in other words, it says lovely and unique and special. That's what I thought by putting the ampersand there. And then I have some other pieces that I've taken from the puffy stickers. There was this other little piece of notebook paper. I never did find a spot for it on this card, but I ended up using it later on a different card. So this XO was so cute, and I thought went with the hearts and the little XO on the tag. And then I have these little arrows that are the puffy sticker arrows. Really cute. One is pink and one is like a blue color. And so I thought I'd have them pointing towards the little descriptive words, the lovely, unique, and special. And then I found some little puffy, also hearts that came with it, with the set. And I'm just going to put those around. One where the little opening is for that tag. And then the pink one down on the side there. And I love all the colors with this one. Just so pretty. All right, moving on to card number 5. And this one, I love this little, it's amazing how one day someone walks into your life and you can't remember how you ever lived without them. I just think that's so pretty. And then I don't know how I'm going to put this together. And I think before I put everything in the envelope, I had a completely different configuration in mind. But this is how I end up doing it. And I end up liking it in the end. So this little foil frame, it had some other pieces in the middle that I popped out. I think there was a heart and maybe a little grid mark piece. So I'm going to put that right down there and then layer it on the front of the card. And again, I've cut this at 5.5 by 4 1/4, so it fits exactly on the card front. I'm trying out this new adhesive, this Barely Art glue, and I will let you know. Supposedly it dries matte, so if you get glue anyplace else, which clearly I do, it doesn't leave a shiny mark behind. So Spellbinders has decided to start carrying it, so I thought, well, let me try it out and see if I like it. And these tags say "so lucky," one of them does, and the other one says "to have you in my life." I thought that went so well with that other sentiment there. All right, moving on to card number 6. This, I fell in love with that little bicycle built for 2. So this is about the little, the light blue piece is 2 1/8, and then the dark blue piece is 2 1/2. So that it just leaves a little rim of the dark blue around the edges. Lining that up, which I get really fussy with these things sometimes. I'm probably the only one that notices whether it's exactly centered. And this again is 5.5 by 4 1/4 on the front of the card. And I love this one. It's a little floral with butterflies and some other insects floating around in there, but I mostly like the butterflies and the flowers. There's a dragonfly and then something else in there. Little beetle, I think. So this strip says "You make me so happy," which I thought was really pretty. So I'm going to put that about centered. And then I'm going to tuck this little, first I'm going to put the little bicycle on top, that bicycle built for 2 with the balloons. And then this little tag, I really didn't want all of it showing, just that little top part. So I tucked it underneath. Then this little chipboard heart with the "you and me." So cute. You and me on a bicycle built for 2, right? You make me so happy. And then I have 3 little hearts that I'm going to put around. One of them is a chipboard heart that's a little blue circle with a gold foiled heart in the middle. And then the other 2 are gold foiled chipboard pieces. So I'm going to add extra adhesive to each of those so they don't go anywhere for sure. I'm just going to put those at the top to kind of even things out. I'm not sure which is my favorite card, but I really do like this one. I love that bicycle. All right, moving on to the next card. And this one I leave a lot. I've been doing that a lot with this kit, leaving some white. You'll see I do it in a few cards, leaving the white of the card base showing. So I cut this strip, which is about 2.5, I believe, 2 1/4 or 2.5 of pink. And I think I might have had it left over from cutting another piece, and I just used the rest of it. Put it about centered, a little higher than center. And then I have this tag, and I stamp just the way you are on it. I'm going to cut off that pointed end because I don't really think I want it there. But I love it has the little floral that's the same as what's in the heart. So it kind of matches. And then that says you are amazing. So it's going to say you are amazing just the way you are. Which I thought was really sweet. And this is another one of those little notebook pieces, a different size that I was going to use in that other card and I didn't. So I get to use it in this one. Put that little sentiment down at the bottom of that tag so I make sure everything else is kind of where I want it. And little notebook piece is so cute. I thought I would pop the little holes out of the top, then I just decided not to. I didn't have my tool-in-one to pop everything out really handy, and I didn't want to make you all wait while I rounded it up. I have to piece another part of the video together. I love that heart with the flowers on it, and that you are amazing that's foiled. So pretty. There you go. I like that one too. Okay, moving on to the next one. And this one has another tag, but a longer tag to it. There were 3 different tag shapes, so I used 2 on that last one of the tag shapes, and then this is the 3rd shape that came with it. So I have this pretty peachy color, and I think I cut that 2.5, 1.5, and then that is about 1/2 inch, and I kind of about 1/4 inch, and I kind of layer it on top of the other 2 pieces. So we're covering the whole front of the card. And that's a really pretty floral, and it's got that peachy color in it that's in the print that I'm going to put down too. And this is part of the gold foiled paper. Now the gold foil doesn't always want to stick really well. I end up adding extra adhesive. But if you find that your gold foil is not sticking, place something heavy on top until it's dry, and then you'll be fine. So this I'm going to put, just overlap just a tiny bit so I'm not going over the side of the card too much. But you can always trim if you do around the card. And again, I got glue all over the place. And so we'll be testing out whether this dries matte. And it really did dry matte. I really do not see all the glue I got everywhere. So this bouquet, I love it. It says "For You" on it. So pretty. And I thought I would put the whole tag on this, but as I put it down, it just seemed too long for a card front. So I'm going to cut the top of that off. Just raise it up a little bit and cut that off. And then put the bouquet layered on there. And all of these flowers match that print, which is really nice how they did so much that coordinates. And I'm going to use some more gold foiled hearts. And I'm going to put that one down there at the bottom since it seems kind of empty now that I moved the tag up. And again, I have so much glue on my hands it wanted to stick to my fingers and not the card. So we'll cut that piece off. And there we have it. I really like this one too. And it could be kind of just an all occasion card. All right, this next one, I'm using the hearts again, and I'm leaving a lot of white of the card showing. And I wanted to use some of these flower pieces. So I cut just a piece of the yellow that came, just a little bit bigger than that heart piece that I have. And they're the length of the card, but they're not as wide, of course. I think that the heart piece is maybe about 2 inches, and then the yellow 2 1/4. And I move it over to the left a little bit. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't like to center things. I think it looks cuter. This "You Are My Sunshine" piece, I inked around it with some Bluebird Close to My Heart ink. I just took a little dauber and inked around the edges because I thought it was too much white on white with that paper behind it, that grid mark paper. And then I realized I have not attached that down to the card, and that might be a good idea now before I start layering all of the pieces on. And again, I'm going to use my grid to kind of line it up and get it nice, exactly where I want it so it's not crooked on there. I put this "You Are My Sunshine" down a little off to the side so it's coming off that center piece. And then I have this other blue flower that I'm going to tuck underneath the other side. And then this smaller blue flower has a little bit of foil to it. I'm going to put that right on top. And then just this butterfly. And this kit did come with some gold sequins. This might have been a cute one to put a bunch of gold sequins around with that just a little bit of foil there. All right, moving on to the last card. And again, I'm using this rainbow paper that I really love. And I cut it a little smaller, so about 4 by 5 1/4. And I cut it down. So there was a little more pink at the top and a little more blue at the bottom. But of course, I'm missing some of that because I had to cut it to the card size. When you're using these lightweight papers like this that come with the Spellbinders kit, the colored papers or the printed, just go easy on the glue. You can use plenty of glue, just don't get it real thick in any spots. I used a card die or a heart die from the large die of the month this month that cuts out a bunch of different heart shapes and layers, and I used it just to cut out one that would fit right in the middle there with some of the blue paper that came with the kit. And this little frame had some more pieces in the middle that I didn't use, but it has like pink hearts at the top, and then it goes kind of lighter, and then it gets darker again and ends up blue at the bottom with blue hearts. Just really pretty. And this heart is just perfect to kind of go just over the edges on each side. And then that I am the luckiest is what that strip says. And I love that it's like a little banner shape. Really pretty. And then I love you and a gold foiled heart. And I think that's all this one needs. This was a super fun kit to work with. I really did enjoy it with all these colors. Okay, so before I show you all the cards, I wanted to show you what I used. I used this Jane Davenport squid ink in black. I used this fern close to my heart to do some stamping. And I used this bluebird from close to my heart. And the Barely Art glue. And then that oval die set from Fun Stamper's Journey. I'll link to all those things. Otherwise, I just used things that were in the kit. And I'm just going to go through and show you all of the cards really quickly. And I really do like these. I think I'm going to be sending some of these out. I've been sending more cards. I had a friend tell me what a great idea it was right now when we're kind of all not doing as much as we normally would, not going on as many trips or anything, to send cards to people. I think it's nice to get something in the mail, especially right now. So I'm going to send these out to different people. I don't know who exactly yet, but people will get surprised by a nice card in the mail. I've done it 3 or 4 times this year, and people have really